Hello, so finally, yes, this is the two job lots that I bought from an online auction. So an auction house that deals in jewellery and fine objects and silver and gold and collectibles and cameras and all sorts and stuff. And yes, okay, so I might have slightly got a bit carried away spending £470 on two lots of jewellery. However, for one, I'd love them. And for two, I do think that I can at very least break even and keep two things for now. But anyway, enough of that. You want to see what they are, don't you? I know, right? So there was two lots. I can't remember which things come from which lot, but there was an item in each lot that I was like, well, I would be super happy to like have that. As usual, when I go through like these things, I've done my research and stuff, like, you know, when I come back from France and stuff, and I write on the baggies like pretty much what I'll be listing it for, probably on Etsy, most of this stuff. So this is, it is Victorian, length of the clasp and everything, but very, very rough. Gold rush pyrite. So this is fool's gold, isn't it? So just like a little nugget brooch, which is kind of fun. There were a few brooches in there. One necklace, one chain, one ring, one bracelet, no, two bracelets, and then, yeah, the rest brooches. I have to say that they don't list things individually, and they just say that things are in good condition for their age. So unfortunately, a couple of things were damaged. Now, with the one thing, it's a shame it wasn't damaged, because it would be worth like so much more if it wasn't. However, even with the damage, it's still worth quite a bit of money. This one is slightly damaged. This is an agate pinchbeck brooch. So pinchbeck is I think it's like a type of brass alloy that's made to look like gold. So it's not gold, but so this has got a little bit of damage. You can see that like one of the things has come off there, and then there's a little chip there. It's still quite handsome, and I've put a price of a tenner on it, although I might just put it with another couple of vintage brooches that I've got that are also damaged, but I'm sure someone will still like that one out there. This little one, this is in sterling silver. Oh yeah, that's it. Everything that's sterling silver was in one lot, and then I had a Victorian jewellery lot. That's how it was. So this is from the sterling silver lot. This is Connemara marble. So tend to sell a lot of this, bizarrely, to America. But I'm guessing it's because they like the Irish connection to it, and, you know, lots of Irish Americans. And they want a little bit of heritage, I suppose. But just a simple little Victorian brooch again, little silver one, stamped silver on the back. Maybe a bit later than Victorian, maybe more Edwardian, but very simple, but lovely colours. Very nice. Another bit of agate here, but this one is insane and gorgeous and just perfect. Look at this one. How stunning is that? And it's huge, absolutely huge. It's got this beautiful floral detail around the outside. Again, the pin comes further out there. It's lovely and shiny and gold colour. Obviously there's a few marks in places, as you would expect with something that's antique. But look at that agate, like you can see through it. Doesn't it? Just, to me, that looks like a little cornfield or something with a tree in the distance, and then like the sun kind of peeking through the clouds there. But that's just a beautiful agate, isn't it? Absolute stunner. Stunner. From the sterling silver lot, we've got this from 1876 by S Brothers. Not Bros, not the band. This is a Mitzpah brooch, a little sweetheart brooch. So isn't this gorgeous? It's sterling silver, but then it's got like the 2 colours of gold on there as well. So it's got rose gold and the lesser used green gold plating on there. And it said, "The Lord watch between me and thee when we are absent from one another." Isn't that really sweet? So this is part of like the Victorian aesthetic movement as well. You tend to see these kind of like bobbly bits around the outside on a lot of Victorian silver bits. Next up, I've got a fob. Now I am enjoying fobs at the moment. This was very dark when I first got it, but I've managed to shine it up a little bit, so you can see that it's got a little bit of a dark gold texture to the brass there, and it's picked out the lovely little, I think maybe ivy leaves or just floral details and scroll work there. That's super pretty. These are having a little bit of a moment as well. They're very popular. The kids, you know, the kids, they like wearing them on nice like short chunky chains with a dog clip. Put the dog clip like through there, have the Albert T-bar kind of going. Awesome. This one is actually personalised as well. So this is a wax seal stamp. So if I get a little bit of, I've got some white tack there. Push it in. Yeah, you can't see that very well. That's a very bad. There we go. And it says Marianne. Isn't that sweet? So M-A-R-Y and then A-N-N. I think that's really cool. The ones that go for a little bit more money are the ones that have, say, like centurions' heads or lions and things like that on them, or, you know, good luck, or, you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, Marianne is still a nice name to have on that. I think that's really rather sweet. Next up, I think this is kind of fun. They look like wings. I have actually Google image searched this one as well, and it came up with something very similar, again as being Victorian. This one is in brass, and then I'm not sure if that is, I think it is a moonstone. I put opal on there as well because there is a possibility, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous stone there. I don't think it's glass because it just doesn't have that ethereal thing that moonstone or opal has. These are just paste stones, but that is super pretty, isn't it? Another chunky bit of agate in pinchbeck again. So this one has got, I think this one has got a lovely surrounding to it. That beautiful kind of Art Nouveau-ish style. Maybe even a bit Baroque, Rococo, Regency, all of those keywords. And this one is a nice milky, kind of looks like the top of a latte. There would have been a little pin there, probably a little safety pin to make sure it stays on. But again, in a bit of pinchback brass. Next up, I've got some rolled gold. So this is a nice shell cameo little bracelet. Now I do think that these links have been replaced in there, because they kind of vary in size, but that's definitely a roll gold colour, that. And what detail I like about this is, you see that that's the clasp there, and then all the faces are facing right up until the middle, and then they start facing left. It's very rough, like the actual carvings. They're not extremely detailed, and they're not super high relief or anything, although she's quite a high relief. That's quite a good one. But so a very pretty item, and I do like that detail. Next up, we've got a bit of Whitby jet. Now my mum is she's been to Whitby this week, and she said that she would keep an eye out on the beach for some Whitby jet for me, and I was like, yeah, and get some ambergris as well while you're there, if only. Don't buy Whitby jet from Whitby, oh my god. So Identical has sold on Etsy for £145, absolutely identical to this one. If this was in a Whitby jet shop in Whitby, it'd be around about the £600 or £700 mark. Crazy. I know, right? But it's beautifully carved, very intricate. They almost look like little Chinese lanterns or something, but very cool. So this is Victorian mourning jewellery. It's only slightly graduated, so like that's the smallest bead to the biggest bead. But yeah, a bit of Whitby jet, folks. Certainly don't buy your Whitby jet from the Shambles in York, because, oh my word, although absolutely lovely people in there, they were mega expensive. Really expensive. Next up, this was a nice little surprise from the silver lot. I thought that it was, you know, a very pretty little enamel leaf brooch. Isn't that sweet? Lovely enamel on the inside. That green is just gorgeous in there. But it is by Arthur John, made in 1916. It is a Lily of the Valley brooch, and again, one has sold recently on Etsy for £105. So a little collectible item, that. So that was a super nice surprise. Gorgeous. So that gets me some of my money back. And then we got 5 items left. So this is my top 5 from the auction lots. Now I love this. This is a beautiful Art Deco ring. I said 95 on there, but it's actually stamped 935, which makes me think it might be German. Is that right? Quite possibly. But this is beautiful chrysoprase stone. Isn't that a stunning stone? I love the way that it's cut on there. So it's not just a cabochon. It's like a half tube with marker seats. Just gorgeous. And a nice size on that as well. That is just lovely. I love green stones. Like green onyx. Emerald, obviously. But yeah. Chrysoprase. Beautiful. Beautiful stone. Really nice. Next up, I like this little bit of silver for many reasons, actually. It's nice because it is, there we go, it is a watch fob chain. It has got the dog clip. That's what the kids are loving. With the Albert T-bar, the kids are loving them as well, honestly. This has a hallmark on every single ring. On every link, there is a lion on every single one. So that makes it pretty epic, first of all. And then we've got this lovely little fob. So this is dated 1913. It's made by, was it Barnett Henry Joseph, BHJ. So that's when it's hallmarked for. However, it was awarded to, there you go, Corporal A. Reed. There we go, 2nd Corporal A. Reed. And I've done a little bit of looking up, and there looks like to have been an Alexander Reed from Enniskillen, I think. So it could possibly be that person that was awarded this. But lovely to have a little bit of history, and it's just super gorgeous as well. So love that. Next up, you have seen this one because remember I took it to my jeweller to see if he could make it test as gold. He couldn't. He was like, it's just metal. Don't know what metal. But however, this is the Star Sapphire. And obviously, I haven't put a price on that one. But the fact that it's just a lovely white Star Sapphire will sell it anyway. And it'll just have to be as a white metal brooch. So I can't say that it's gold or anything because it's not testing as gold. But we just don't know what metal. Honestly, God knows what. God knows what. But it is the stone in this that sells it. It is just awesome. So we love that. Okay, last 2 bits, folks. I'm going to move him over there. Now, in normal circumstances, this would be my favourite. This I saw in the lot and I was like, I am having it because I know just how rare these are. And they are rare because they are bloody delicate. So this, again, is Whitby Jet. It is a Whitby Jet snake. Look at his face there. He was in perfect condition, £500 to £600, but he has got some damage. So, see there, he's cracked a little bit there, and I think someone has maybe tried to glue it back together perhaps, and there, and then there's a chip from a few of the beads as well, which is a shame. It is a shame. However, Doesn't bother me that much because from the outside he still looks blooming amazing, which is what's important, isn't it? That, you know, it just looks cool while you're wearing it. And it's super rare, and it's a bit of Whitby jet, and it's proper Victorian, you know. Do find some of these where it's just one spiral around. I'm looking at an auction at the moment that I think just has one, but I think this is very cool that it's got the 4. So absolutely love that. Super gothic. I mean, this should get me most of my money back on the whole entire lot anyway. However, this is going to be a little bit of a, it'll be in the collection for a while until I can part with it, you know. So I'm in no rush to sell. And then the last item was from the silver lot, and as much as I don't like this creature, I think this is awesome, and it will be, again, a keeper for now, go in my collection, and then in years to come I will, you know, probably eventually sell it. But isn't she gorgeous? Obviously she's called Charlotte, but she is an absolute stunner of a spider brooch. Just look at that, how they've carried on the detail underneath as well. The little ridges in the legs, stunning. The little pincers on the front, and then look at that star work on there, that little pinching of the metal. Now that, when I have this design tattooed on that hand in silver and garnet, I'm gonna ask her if she can do that kind of dotting around the outside of the heart. So I'm gonna take this in to show her as well and see if that's something that she can replicate in the tattoo. But isn't she absolutely wonderful? So she has got a high price on here. I have seen 2 others online that are a little bit cheaper, but they're a bit smaller and they don't have that gorgeous detail on the back. And I think that is what sells it for me. I think that is absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. Yay. So, although it was one of the more expensive purchases of recent times, I do think it's worth it. Like I said, I can probably keep these 2 items for now and make back the majority of the money by selling those ones, and then the pure profit, but also just, you know, absolute wonderful experience of owning them will be from these 2 bits. So I'm really, really happy with that. I am looking at some more auction lots as well, and hopefully I can do this again at some point and you know, really invest in some gorgeous bits of antique jewellery. So I hope you have enjoyed. If there's been something here that you fancy, please do let me know. My email address is in the description box underneath, and I shall see you guys soon. Bye bye now. Bye bye.